Welcome back to another video with your one and only Smart Money. Guys, we had some really nice alpha in yesterday's video. If you haven't watched it already, go back and watch it. If you're learning how to trade, make sure you go and watch that because there's some really nice educational content in there. One of the setups that we spoke about played out really nicely on lower time frames. So we were speaking about that front run of the daily level. So we had price come down, stop just before that daily level, and then had a little bit of a reaction, and we were just waiting for the New York session. Okay, so this had played out during the Asian session, and I was speaking about how this was a bit suspicious, and I actually thought that early longs would be stopped out, and that is exactly what happened. So price came down during the New York session, hit the daily basically to the dollar, and we have since pumped from there. Now I managed to get into a short before that as well. I'm just going to share with you what I actually shared with my trading community before yesterday's update. And I'm going to show you how I managed to get into a beautiful short and then into a beautiful long and how it was planned out before it actually happened. Okay, so stick around. This is going to be a nice one. Let's jump straight into the charts. Keeping it nice and simple, starting off on the 4-hourly here before we start introducing our other levels to the charts. Let's just look at the importance of these value areas. So we have the previous week value area high, previous week value area low, previous day value area high, and previous day value area low. Now you can see we've just been bouncing between these yellow bands, right? Really nice technical levels here that are being very well respected. And then we have the previous day value area high, value area low. And this is what we were speaking about in yesterday's video. Okay, so I'm just going to highlight it once again. So yesterday we were looking at this daily level right over here before it was tapped. So at the time it was untapped. Let's just do a quick recap of what we were looking at, and you can go back to watch that as well. So at the time of the video, we didn't have this price action right over here. And we had identified that during the Asian session, we had come and we had front ran this daily naked level at 89,206. So I was explaining to you all how I thought price could come down, SFP this level, hit the daily, and then get the reversal. And that is exactly what happened. We've had a really nice move to the upside. So that resulted in, a 5% move. And now we're consolidating just above the previous day value area high. And there's something interesting playing out here, similar to what played out down here, okay? So we've slightly front ran the previous week value area high at 93,600. But just remember, these are zones, okay? We did come up into the 786 nicely. And since we've just been hovering around, so what we can take out of this is we have a mini range high and a mini range low. So what I'm looking at now is if we come down here, SFP out of this range, okay? So coming down, preferably hitting the previous day value area high and then getting acceptance back above into this range, either an SFP or a failed auction. Well, I'm going to see that as a sign of strength, and we can look to take this back up to the top of this range. Also, if price manages to come up here before dropping and we hit this previous week value area high, or even go a little bit above and then get acceptance back into this range, well, then we can look to take a short position back down to the bottom of the range. So we do have this nice little range here of about 2.5%. that we can trade. We do have an NPOC 91,100 just beneath the previous day value area high. So even coming down, hitting that and getting acceptance back above the range, that will be a sign of strength. Apart from that, looking at levels lower, coming down to 87,280, I would be interested in taking longs down here, getting an SFP off of 87,688 or some sort of failed auction. Okay, so something like this, if we were to come down and getting that acceptance back above, we could look for the retest and then have that continuation higher. or we could simply just, come down and SFP off of that level and look to go higher. To the upside, as always, we have 96,700. So I'm looking at this like a large range, just like I was showing you the mini range before. This is just a larger range. So if I remove the levels that I have on the charts, just to make this a little bit easier for you to see, we can get out our channel here. You can see the middle of the range being very well respected. We have this pivot here, another 2 pivots. Okay, that's the 50% level. And yeah, so we have the top of the range here where there's a lot of liquidity. We have a lot of confluence up here. You can see point of control, the top of the range, and the anchored VWAP. Just like I was showing you on the lower time frames, it looks similar, right? You can see we're pretty much just bouncing around within the middle of the range. And if we come up here, we can look to take shorts. A lot of people will be getting bullish up here, trying to, ride this all the way up. But what they don't know is that they're hitting massive resistance, and that's where we're going to be looking for shorts. Same down here, people are going to be getting extremely bearish, and that's where we're going to be looking for longs. Take a mental picture of this range right now, because I want to show you just how similar it is to what we were looking at before. See? We have the range high, range low, and we're just in the middle creating chop. And you want to stay out of the middle. You want to trade the exteriors. You want to trade up here or down here. I'm just going to share with you right now the update that I gave to the team before this played out. We front ran the daily earlier today in the Asian session. If we come down and hit the daily and stop out those early longs, that could be a potential setup. So something like this, failure to break down, SFP, that initial low, and then get the rise. There's something else I want to share with you because I think it's really important when it comes to trading ranges. I did get into a short as well. I didn't share it with the team in the video update, but I did share it with charts. So I'm just going to show you exactly how that looked. So taking a short at the top of this mini range, and we'll trade this range until it breaks. If we hit the bottom of the range, I'll look to take a long. So what I had identified is we had the top of the range here, we'd pierced through it, we got acceptance back beneath. We had another attempt and then we failed. So I had seen this weakness and I had taken a short position with my stop loss above the high. So then I was patiently waiting for the bottom of this range to be hit. And just like you saw in that video, that is exactly what happened. So we came all the way down. We actually hit the daily to the dollar. We got acceptance back above the range, and then we pushed on higher. So the result of this was I was short from the top of the range, long from bottom of the range. So I was up about $540 at this point, and I was just showing that no matter which way it goes now, because I have a stop loss at the top of the range and the bottom, whichever way this price action decides to break out, I'm going to be covered and I'm going to be making more profit. So locked in 540 despite being stopped out one way or the other. So this is what I woke up to in the morning. My short had been stopped out and the long had obviously gone up to higher prices. So TP1 hit. In the update, I gave the exact level and told you about the possible swing failure pattern of the early low from Thursday's Asian session. Price front ran the daily, and it was explained that we could get an aggressive swing failure pattern of that low into the naked daily for a reversal. I also gave you the exact short before that long. So as you can see, the timestamps over here, that's actual profits, $970 profits. That is the remaining of the trade that I still have open. So you can see I've taken 50% profits and then 50% was left to run. And just some more percentage gains there as well. Guys, if you haven't already, smash the like button, subscribe to the channel. I'm in here day in, day out, sharing this alpha with you and taking the trades myself, giving you the proof. Okay, there's a lot of fake people out there, but I'm putting my money where my mouth is. I take these trades. I don't just play games. Make sure you check the link in the description. Join our groups. They're not going to be free forever. Join our trading communities. We've got exclusive deals with different exchanges. Save yourself a lot of money on trading fees and sign up bonuses. And once again, thank you for tuning in, and I will see you on the next one. Ciao.